Okay, on today's agenda, we've got a pair of my mom's scissors. She wanted sharpening, and so this is a Joy made in the USA. It's all, see, it's 87 chrome, so we got to be careful of the chrome plating. But this is basically, you don't need anything fancy to sharpen knives or scissors. This is my setup. It's a 1x30 belt sander. It's Harbor Freight. So let's get into it, and I'll just show you basically what I do to sharpen scissors. So first, if we can, let's take apart the scissors to make it easier. This hasn't been taken apart in a long time. Probably stuck too. So we're going to clean it up first, get all that gunk off, and see what we got going on here. So that could be, we'll clean that screw up a little bit. So here are the two halves. You got some rust. Anything that will impede the cutting, we need to get rid of. Now basically, I'm just going to be cleaning. Sometimes the inside of the scissors is concaved, so I am not going to flatten that. I am going to clean that with steel wool, but the part that you're sharpening is the angle, and you're trying to create a burr inward. So that's basically what sharpening is. So first, let's clean up the inside and get a little bit of surface rust off, and then we'll get into sharpening. Alright, I've got a little bit of Scotch-Brite here. I'm going to take a little bit of acetone. I found these bottles with the pump on it. This was from the dollar store. I think this is a great asset to the shop because you just have to pump it, get a little bit of acetone on there, and then you just give it a little scrub. So I'm going to work on this for a little bit. We'll get it cleaned up, and then we'll go to the next step. So I've cleaned up the inside of the scissors. There's black spots, but that's staining. There's not really, I could feel it, and there's nothing on there really to impede in the cutting. But on the outside, it's plated. So I don't want to use the Scotch-Brite because that's going to make scratches in it. So what I like to use is Never Dull, which this is, I think, from my grandfather's shop. But I've used this on boats cleaning brass. And there's I don't know if it's the same company, but they still sell this. I'll have to find it. I'll have a link in the description to the Amazon shop of this product. I can't think of it right now, but I love using this. It's got a little bit of a chemical. Basically, it's cotton and has a little bit of a chemical on it. And you just kind of polish it up. So it's not abrasive enough that it will scratch the plating off, but it gets enough cleaning or a fine abrasive on there that it cleans the polish, but doesn't leave any scratches. Now, some of the scratches are already there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not creating any more scratches. So that's pretty good stuff. So I'll keep doing that. I'll clean the outside of it, and then we'll get into sharpening. Don't forget to get the inside of the threads where it's got old oil and gunk. I'm not going to chase it, but I am going to stick the Scotch-Brite in there to get some of that dirt out. So this is the other side. It turned out really nice. Now we're not going to be able to fix this. This is the plating that's peeling off. The only way to fix that is to replate it. But the inside came really clean. It's really smooth. Again, there's that pitting and the staining of it, but that's not going to affect the usage of it. But the only way you'd really have to deep clean that or reprofile it to get that out. But we're just going to leave it because we're just trying to get this sharp and usable again. And it gives it patina too, gives it life. So before I even turn the sander on to prep it, I like to take just a Sharpie, and I like to mark the blade part because I want to see what's getting contacted onto the belt. Then I like to do it just a light pass. I like to look back on the back side of the blade just to make sure we're getting the angle, because I'm going to do this freehand. I do have a mount for it, but for this it's very fine edge. I want to just do it by hand. So I want to make sure I line it up, get a feel for it, and then just kind of bring it across just to make sure there's no weird curves or anything in the blade itself. This is pretty straight. So this is a top-down view. I wanted to show you, I like just to do when I'm doing the practice swipe across just to make sure I'm getting the right angle. I look from the back side, this view, to make sure we're getting the angle right. And also I want to make sure that I'm hitting the cutting surface all the way to the end of the belt, and I'm not sometimes starting too short, and then you're going to have this little divot right here that you're going to miss and not get sharp. So you want to make sure you're getting the right angle and you're coming all the way back, and also make sure you don't want to hit where the blade is. Sometimes there's a hilt or the handle or the part of the scissors that you don't want to hit. So just make sure you're aware of what's on the bottom of the blade of the belt too. Now I like to just do light passes just to make sure, since I'm doing this by hand, that I'm getting the right angle. The black marker's off, so it's telling me we got the full edge of it. And there should be a light burr on the back side, very slight. And that tells, because you're trying, that's what you're creating, is you want the burr to be on this side of the scissor. That's where the cutting edge is. All right, let's get to the other side. Alright, again, I'm just going to line it up, look from the back side to make sure we're not going to be hitting anything. We're going to get our angle, and then we're going to take our swipe, test swipe. Alright, now I did notice too on this machine, I don't have it grounded, so I get shocked sometimes. So I just hook the wire to the base. I hook a wire to the base and I hold it in my hand. They have straps you can put around your wrist that they use in electronics, but typically this helps. I need to get a better setup. But since I have this as a temporary setup, then this is good enough and it keeps me from getting shocked. And that's it. And I think I forgot to mention, this is a 600 grit belt. That's all you need for polishing. If we're going to do reforming of the edge, we would use a lower grit. But for just polishing, 600, 800 is perfect for it. And again, we got a nice cut right there. So let's put it back together, and I'll show you one other trick to prep it before you give it back to the client. Okay, so we're back over here on our cleaning station. So we need to get all that dust off again, and just use a little, the towel and some acetone, and we'll get that off. We'll get this marker off. Just clean up all that dust that we accumulated on here as we are sharpening. I don't have to state this, but just in case, be careful when you're wiping. They are sharp. You just sharpened it, so don't cut your finger or anything like that. Alright, so this is not done. You need to do some tests before you give it back to your client. So first, let's put it back together. Screw. Now I always get the question of how tight should I make the screw? Just tight enough is the answer. You don't want it loose like that. You want it tight enough, but you don't want it too tight where it's hard to open. It's got to be comfortable. So like that, that's pretty easy. If it's too tight and it's hard for you to open it up, that's too much. So it's more of a comfort. It's more of a comfort thing. But it should be pretty, it has a little bit of resistance, but not too tight. See, I have a little bit of resistance, not loose. It's not too tight. I'll get it just a tad bit more. Alright, so what I was also saying, so when you're sharpening here, you're creating a burr over the edge like that. You need to the two burrs coming together from this blade and this blade is what creates the cutting surface. So I would take it and just chop it a couple times, and you're cutting the burrs against each other, and they're forming to each other. That way you're getting a nice tight surface cutting edge. And that's the trick. So you don't want to just put it back together and give it back to your customer. You want to make sure you test it. You want to do that a couple times just to make sure you get that burr set. Now let's test it. First thing I like to test on cloth, just to see how well it cuts. And if it doesn't cut very well, then I'll go back to sharpening again. That's really good. Cloth is very hard to cut with scissors. So there you go. And then we'll get a piece of paper here. So I like to keep old magazines. It makes great test paper since no one has newspapers anymore. So then again, if it cuts, look how smooth that cuts. You can't feel it like I can, but I mean it doesn't even feel like the paper's there. It's just cutting right through it. The entire part of the scissor cuts from the back to the tip. And then you can test the tip. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. There's no science. I mean, there's no secret science about sharpening. You can get really down a rabbit hole, but for utilitarian purposes and just getting it better than what the manufacturer gives it to you, then that's all you need to do. Simple steps. It just takes practice. What I would do, Harbor Freight used to sell these or give them away for free. Now I think they sell them for 99 cents. Get a pair of these. You're not going to be able to take it apart, but it gives you good practice because you can really make these nice if you sharpen it like we just did, and they'll sharpen better than when you bought it at Harbor Freight or any cheap dollar store. And that's good practice because if you ruin it, just toss it out. But you're not going to ruin it unless you really mess up the angle. But it's just practice. That's all it is. Just get the feel of it, get comfortable with your belt sander, and then tackling projects like this is nothing. And you'll be so much happier when you have a good cutting pair of scissors than something that's dull that doesn't cut. That's all I have for today. I hope you have a great new year, and thanks for joining me in the shop.